This is Chris Wise, and on this special episode of The Crawl, we're celebrating my new book, Colliding with Orion.
All right, everybody. You all know who you're here to listen to. It's Chris Wise. He's a poet, novelist, and television host. He's been publishing in various poetry anthologies and literary magazines for a while now. Things such as Nerve Cowboy, Blue Collar Review, and The Road Not Taken. He was featured in the Huffington Post video reading series and the Word Around Town tour. Chris also writes and hosts the internet television show The Crawl on KH-TV.COM. Well, he's here today to share with you a soaring achievement, his book, Colliding with Orion, Writing from Life, a deeply personal work. I've personally watched him toil and fret over this thing for years. Well, please join me today as we celebrate the culmination of all of his diligence and insight. Chris Wise.
I came to literature and writing in a very awkward way. I'm dyslexic, and I couldn't read well until I was about 14. And I got sent up to a work camp because I was out causing trouble, and sent up to Kansas to walk corn. While I was up there, I started to read. They gave me a book, a stack, and a lot of them I didn't like. I just picked this one because I was into sword and sorcery at the time, so I was only 14. And after that, I came home, and I grabbed our lawnmower and I began dragging it around, cutting yards for $5 a yard so I could buy books. And I began to read Dragonlance, 27 books of Dragonlance, 30 books of Conan, 5 books of Belgariad, so on and so on. It was a lot of cutting. And after a while, I thought, you know what? I have things I want to say. I have stories I want to tell. I live a real life too, and I want this to go somewhere. So I began to put it down. Now, there's a risk when you put it down, because people can see your private life and your private thoughts. So the very first poem is called Window Pane. It says, the window where my headboard would be, the window is where my headboard would be if I had one. The room is small and narrow, barely big enough for a bed. It's cold out. It's rained for 2 days solid and the window leaks. My feather pillow's soaked, but I'm tired, and it's still better than my head on a few dirty clothes in my hands. I've done that many times, and it hurts my neck. Once the pillow warms to the heat of my head, it won't be so bad. The wind is loud, but above the whistle of the crack, I can hear burning.
Chris Wise, this calls for a celebration.
I think he's right. We're in a bookstore, just had a book launch. It's going over to a bar named after a book. Follow me, let's get ready to crawl.
Where are we?
We're under the volcano. It's a bar named after a book written by Malcolm Lowry in 1947. Set in Day of the Dead, Mexico. So around you've got masks, a shrine, crosses, and a whole lot of cool.
Chris Wise, I think it's time you bought me a beer.
Let's do it. I'm here with my buddy Pete, owner of Under the Volcano. What about Under the Volcano by Malcolm Lowry set this off?
Well, it's a drinking book, so, the first thing was to...
The author was drinking, the character's drinking.
Yeah, exactly. And we really kind of wanted to emphasize the Day of the Dead, which the book takes place on the Day of the Dead for over 2 days. And we felt like it was important to emphasize a different side of Mexico than most people realize.
So there are a lot of craft breweries, there's craft distilleries, but tell us about how this is a craft cocktail bar.
Well, when we started, there was no term craft cocktails back then. Our goal at the time was just I was really into researching the original recipes for cocktails. And when you do that, when you really make it the original way, they're so much better than they were at the time, than were being made at the time.
You've got some signature cocktails.
Right.
Talk to me about them. We got a couple in front of us here. What are we looking at?
Well, the strawberry basil margarita is it's rather simple to make, really, but it has strawberries and the basil gives it a little peppery quality to it. It's not wimpy.
What do we have here?
It's green on red, and this is a rum drink, more of a tequila drink.
Yeah, what's in the green on red? What?
Two kinds of rum, vanilla rum and a silver rum, grapefruit juice, lime juice, muddled red bell pepper, and basil.
Well, how about we make a toast?
Salud.
Salud. That's nice.
This is Weasel, the dude of Weasel Press, publisher of Colliding with Orion. I just wanted to send a big shout out to Chris Wise, hardest hustler of Weasel Press, man. Congratulations on tonight. You deserve the party, man.
Chris, I'm very, very proud of you. It is an honor to be your colleague, and your generosity is something that's very rare, and I very much enjoyed our friendship, and I'm very happy about your book.
Congratulations, Chris. I'm so proud of you. You know, you're one of those people who writes from the bone. You're so honest, and you're so true to your own intuition and experience, and I love that, and I'm really excited for your new book.
Thank you to Pete and Under the Volcano for having us out. It's been an amazing night. I'd like to raise a toast to all the joke tellers, storytellers, artists, musicians, everybody who makes us feel like we're a part of something larger than ourselves. To you.
Now, people all the time are asking me, Chris Wise, where do we buy your book? And I tell them, just go to www.chris-wise.com and pick me up. Literally.